Bonjour à tous, c'est Caroline, votre prof de français, et vous écoutez French Blabla, bien sûr, the only place to learn how to speak French like a native. It's been such a long time away from you guys. Time flew so fast. It's incredible. And a bit scary too. I've received so many messages and reviews telling me to come back and asking for more episodes. Thanks so much for your support. It was really sweet of you. I also would like to welcome the new listeners that have joined while I was away. I hope you had a good time listening to the 20-something episodes and that you're ready for the new one today. Yes, you've heard it right. I'm not just merely stopping by to say hello. I will also provide you with a little nugget of French wisdom. This new episode was actually inspired by a listener. Her name is Vivienne, and she sent me a mail asking me to cover this topic. I thought her question was really good and relevant, so we'll talk about it today. Don't hesitate to do like Vivienne. If any of you has a question about the French language, send me an email and it may turn into an episode. Let's start with our topic. Vivienne told me, "Hi Caro, I just discovered your podcast and I'm really enjoying them." Thank you, it's very kind of you. And I was wondering if you could include an episode on the French equivalent of the English filler word anyway, with examples in different contexts. I am not sure if it does translate to a French equivalent. Well, Vivienne, it does. In English, you have one word and it will express different meanings. Frankly, when I was researching the word anyway, I felt a bit overwhelmed by all the meanings it has and the different contexts you can use it into. I wasn't prepared for that. In French, as one would expect, different meanings mean different words. We need to understand in which situations the word anyway is used so that we can find the appropriate translation. For this episode, I've been using the Cambridge Dictionary to get a sense of all the nuances when using this word. So buckle up, because we're starting with our first situation. The Cambridge Dictionary tells us that anyway is used to show a return to an earlier topic after an interruption. Okay, what does that mean? Well, simply, you were talking about something, let's say your dog. Then, something interrupted your conversation. And a few minutes later, you would use anyway to bring conversation back to your dog. In French, you have two possibilities here. One of them is used when you kind of lost yourself in the conversation thread and when the interruption was a bit long. So let's take an example. Marc is telling Sophie about his holidays in Italy. Ah, l'Italie, c'était trop bien. Je suis allée dans un petit restaurant. Oh là là, les pizzas, les meilleures de ma vie. Italy was so great. I went to a restaurant. Oh my, the pizzas were the best I had in my entire life. His phone rings. He has received a text. He checks it and then comes back to the conversation using donc je disais. Donc je disais. Donc je disais, j'ai adoré et j'espère vraiment y retourner. Donc je disais, j'ai adoré et j'espère vraiment y retourner. Anyway, I just loved it and I really hope I can go back one day. Anyway here would be donc je disais. Donc je disais. Literally. So I was saying, if the interruption was really short, for example, a matter of saying thank you because you were handed a beer and want to continue your story, and everybody remembers what the story was about, you can use en tout cas. En tout cas. Literally translated as in any case. In our Italy story, it would be en tout cas, j'ai adoré et j'espère vraiment y retourner. En tout cas, j'ai adoré et j'espère vraiment y retourner. Anyway, I just loved it and I really hope I can go back one day. The second situation where anyway is used is to show that a conversation is coming to an end. The person is talking too much. You want it to be over. Marc and Sophie are leaving a party and they must say bye-bye to everybody and thank the host. The hostess says, C'est gentil d'être venu, c'était super de vous voir. C'est gentil d'être venu, c'était super de vous voir. It was so nice of you to come, it was great seeing you. Sophie says in return, Oui, ça nous a fait plaisir aussi. Oui, ça nous a fait plaisir aussi. Yes, we had a great time too. The hostess says, Il faudra qu'on se revoie bientôt. Il faudra qu'on se revoie bientôt. We have to meet again sometime soon. Marc is feeling impatient now and wants to go. He says, En tout cas, c'était super. Bonne soirée et à une prochaine fois. En tout cas, c'était super. Bonne soirée et à une prochaine fois. Anyway, it was great. Have a good night and see you another time. And for people who cannot take a hint for the life of them, you've got the word bref. Bref. That shows a bit of irritation and is the same as en tout cas. However, it can be seen as a bit rude to say bref, but sometimes it's useful, especially in conversations you don't want to be in and when it's time to change topic. Little side note, bref has other meanings and use that go beyond the scope of this episode. Let's move on to the third situation, when anyway means on top of that. When you want to give a more important reason for something that you are saying. Marc is telling Sophie about this new restaurant he wants to go to. Sophie isn't really enthusiastic. Marc says, Il y a un nouveau resto qui vient d'ouvrir au centre. On y va samedi? Il y a un nouveau resto qui vient d'ouvrir au centre. On y va samedi? There's a new restaurant that opened downtown. Shall we go on Saturday? Sophie says, Non, j'ai pas trop envie samedi. Et de toute manière, j'ai pas d'argent pour un resto ce mois-ci. Non, j'ai pas trop envie samedi. Et de toute manière, j'ai pas d'argent pour un resto ce mois-ci. Nah, I don't really feel like it. And anyway, I don't have money for a restaurant this month. Here, anyway is translated as de toute manière. De toute manière. Which would mean in English, in any way. The other phrase you could use here is de toute façon. De toute façon. These two are interchangeable. You can use one or the other, it doesn't matter. Both are natural. We still have 3 situations to cover before we can call it a night, but we're going to stop here for today and we'll study the other meanings of anyway in another episode, so that you have time to fully understand and practice what we learned together. As usual, you know the drill, I have prepared a little challenge for you on my website, frenchblabla.org. There, an exercise is waiting for you to do to practice the different translations of anyway. I'm looking forward to reading in the comment section your answers. Anyway, thanks so much for listening and supporting this podcast. I'll see you very soon on frenchblabla.org. À bientôt! By the way, how would you translate the anyway I've just used? Tell me in the comment section. Bye bye! You can use one or the other, it doesn't matter. Both are natural. We still have 3 situations to cover before we can call it a night, but we're going to stop here for today and we'll study the other meanings of anyway in another episode, so that you have time to fully understand and practice what we learned together. As usual, you know the drill, I have prepared a little challenge for you on my website, frenchblabla.org. There, an exercise is waiting for you to do to practice the different translations of anyway. I'm looking forward to reading in the comment section your answers. Anyway, thanks so much for listening and supporting this podcast. I'll see you very soon on frenchblabla.org. À bientôt! By the way, how would you translate the anyway I've just used? Tell me in the comment section. Bye bye! By the way, how would you translate the anyway I've just used? Tell me in the comment section. Bye bye!